Hello, everybody. It is time for the freakiest of Fridays. I'm a little discombobbled. I blame Winston because he's Winston and he's a hot mess just like his mother. How's everyone doing? Let me see. Hey, Hammy's my YouTube husbands. How you doing? Sarah K. Thank you for dropping all my links. Do all the YouTubey likey things. And make sure you're on all messages or like live chat rather than top chat for your live chat. We have Chef Maiku. Oh my God. Hey, how you doing? That's fine. You can listen. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much for your lovely comment. And yes, everyone's welcome here. I just, like I said, I got to get with Lil Boots or The Boot to talk about, I don't know, maybe doing like a potentially like a more political based channel content or something. We'll see. We've got Irma Gerd, Ron's 12 feet of inventory, aka our dearest Creek native girl. Harmony in life, how you doing? Julie, Cups by Julie, Jessica MG. I don't expect too big of a crowd because others are streaming right now about Chantel. So, I get it. The creepy stuff isn't for everybody. I'm not for everybody, and that's fine. Oh, it's been a wild week. It's been a wild week, y'all. Oh, my goodness. Are we starting already? Well, you wanted to come in here with me. Do you want back out? Because Grandma's supposed to feed you. Would you like to exit the room, sir? Let me let him out. See, I told you. Blame Winston. My wires. Wire management. All right. Go on then, sir. There he goes. Wow. I asked him, I was like, are you sure? Are you sure you want to come in here with mommy? Listen, I'm good on my own. I got a Three Musketeers bar. I got a Kinder Bueno. And yes, I have my caramel macchiato, which I did have to pay for. But, usually it's free or half price or points or Cat, Illyria Sand, Hecate. Oh, we're going to talk about the aliens, girls. We're going to talk about the aliens. Okay. So I have the actual, it's like 2 hours and 12 minutes. We can skip around or speed it up. I have the actual congressional hearing, and I want to look this guy up because I can't remember his name. I think his last name is spelled Mausch. I'm not sure who he is, what his credentials are, but we're going to look that up because I would like to know who is relaying this information. And girl, we've been new. Oh, wow. Aliens are real. And I've got the snippet of that part. Is YouTube messing chat up again? Probably. YouTube's been weird all week. Can I tell you? Because I'll skim throughout the day when I have a minute. And see who is live, who has a live scheduled, all that fun stuff. And so many people I'm subscribed to, I've been going to their channel and it's error, retry. And I'm like, oh my God. And then it comes up. But it gives me that 0.5, 2 seconds where my board hole slams shut. And this is going to be a chill stream. I have to be chill tonight. I am going to stream tomorrow though. On a Saturday. I know, depending on who else is streaming, I'll just check community tab post, check my Twitter shit. I gotta tweet out that I'm live. Hold on, let me tweets it, cause professional YouTuber. We'll see how many people that brings over. I don't really give a hoot and berry. I know. Well, there's a God bless Forwick Candle. God doing the Lord's work. There's a stream. Yeah, we're gonna do some analyzing of some Psychology. Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. They have been, Creek? Okay. Well, I don't know that I'm going to get hit. The news station seems to be pretty cool. The only time I've gotten hit watching something on the stream was from History Channel, so we shan't be using any more of their videos. Cool. Thanks. Herbie Hancock did copyright claim my stream, but that's fine. Herbie Hancock can take all of my views because I am not monetized. Herbie Hancock, you take all of my views. I love you. You're an 80s icon. Oh, Creek native or whoever. Creek. Hi, Andy. Welcome in. Oh, thanks. Same with you, Kat. Yeah, I don't know. So I played Nap Roulette last night. And if you don't know what Nap Roulette is when between the hours of 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. you get overwhelmingly tired and you're fighting off a nap. And you're like, I'm going to lay down and see, will I sleep for an hour? Will I wake up at 11 p.m.? And if you don't wake up within about an hour and a half, you lose, right? Hey, Steph. Yes, I saw this. I am cautiously excited. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate all your love and support. Sharing me out, spreading the word. Yeah, I don't know if the news stream is from CBS. Hold on. It might be. Fuck if it is. I think it might be. Oh my God. Let me go pull up that playlist and see where it's from. I can always find another one. Yeah, it is from CBS. The whole 2-hour deal is from CBS. The other one is from the New York Post. We've watched them. The Basement Files. They have some good like spoopy alien stuff I like. And then the other one is from Time. And then I grabbed one. Do we remember Mr. MBB333? I shared him with you guys when we covered the Vegas aliens. He posted a video earlier today about some strange sounds coming from the sky. I'm telling you, I don't. Oof. Hold on. Let me grab his link real quick because I did not put that. It is not in the description. All the other ones are. If you want to watch the Congress, like the congressional hearing in its entirety, it is the second link in the list of links in the description. I was lazy about it today. My apologies. Hold on. Let me go grab my link. And I can put it in on my phone because I'm awesome like that. Where is... hold on. Oh, geez Louise. What is it? Mr. M. Mom must be feeding the dog. So like I said, you're going to hear Roxy bark. Again, this is why I usually don't stream this early. But, oh well. Sorry, my dogs live here. Okay. Let me drop his link in the live chat, which... Before so I'm qualified to apply for monetization, right? That doesn't mean I'm going to get monetized. So I'm keeping like chill. I need to sit with a friend who's also eligible, and we're going to sit and go through all the terms of service and stuff and whatever. And one of the things I might have to cut back on, look at you, Creek, is sharing links in chat. So we might have to dip out on that for a while because it seems YouTube doesn't like that, which is stupid. So that was one of the things they were like, oh, we don't want you sharing other people's links in your chat. But I'm using their content. Or like it makes no sense to me. But okay, cool. Andy, I don't know if it's the hum. We can start off watching that one because it's kind of like a little side. It's like a little aside. We're going to start off with the aliens. because that is, I think, more prevalent. That it's like, yeah, aliens are real, non-human entities. It's like, okay, thanks for telling us, but like we knew, at least I knew, you know. I mean, again, it is mathematically impossible that we are the only intelligent, and I use that word loosely, at least here on YouTube with some people, that we are the only quote unquote intelligent life forms in the expanse of the universe, of which we don't even know how fucking big, like we can't quantify in our human brains how big the universe is. We can't quantify in our human brains all the possibilities of all the different life forms and dimensions and interdimensional whatnots, and it's a lot. It is stupid. But a friend of mine applied and was rejected, and YouTube told them like, I think that was one of the things. Another thing, if anybody wants to come up here some night and do like a little chitty chat, I need to do some streams where I don't use anyone's content, even if it is edited, even if the creator has given me permission. Because apparently, even if you spend hours editing content, it's, oh no, you have too much reused content, even though it's edited and transformed. And yeah. So while monetization, and I can only do memberships, which is fine. I don't care about ads and AdSense. I just want the memberships because I think that'll be fun for like all of you guys and me, and we can do like fun little emojis and members only streams. I really want to do those. Those are going to be fun. While they have opened it up sooner, because before it was a minimum of like 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. The first level you can qualify at is 3,000 hours and 500 subs. And that opens you up to memberships and like merch and stuff like that. That does not qualify you to apply for the whole AdSense program, which I don't really care about. I kind of don't want to mess with that, but it's stricter. It's more difficult to qualify for monetization. And then once you are monetized, say it with me, Gigi, parameters, Muntitty Malofs, if you know, you know. Shout out Gigi. He got his Twitter taken down. God damn it. It's you qualify sooner, but it's more difficult to get monetized and to stay monetized now. So it's like a double-edged sword. Mm-hmm. Yep. I want to talk about the dark side of the moon one day. Yeah, there's some. This is why I want memberships, because I want to save like the really out there stuff for the members only streams. Where like jump rooms, super soldiers talking about jump rooms, and like there's some wild stuff out there. And like I was telling Chef Maiku, which I'm so glad to see you here. I know I said that, but like I'm really glad to see you here. There's some wild stuff out there. I welcome everybody's thoughts, opinions, and views on it, as long as everyone is cool and respectful. And just because someone disagrees, I'll be like, okay, cool. It doesn't. I've had some things said to me about why people disagree, and it's made my bork hole slam shut. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? Wow. And me being me, I just tend to be like, okay, good to know. I don't want to talk about it. I'll say that. I don't want to fucking talk about it. All right. So let's see what's going on in the skies with that Mr. MBBB. Should we just call him Mr. B? Does that sound good? What he's got going on. Let me grab his video, because his video is 8 minutes and 28 seconds. Again, I've been watching this dude for years. He covers so much interesting stuff that on its own can just kind of be seen as like, oh, well, whatever. Oh, where. But when he's compiling all of this information in one place, it, and I'm the first person to ask, am I seeing something that's not there? Sarah will tell you this. Am I seeing something that's not there? You know? But I'd rather see something that's not, how do I say it? I'd rather maybe see something that's not there than miss something that clearly is there. I think that's, that's like good words to live by or whatever. So he'll grab all these videos of like weird shit in the sky and like weird clouds and stuff and like weird sounds and the whole alien. He's so good. Subscribe to him. Love him so much. Hecate, I just had some fried chicken and macaroni salad. It was delicious. I repeat, it was fucking delicious. All right, let me share my screen and we'll see what's going on with the sounds in the sky. I've heard I know there's like a couple of places in the US where there's like this constant low hum and they can't figure out where it's coming from. And yeah, I want to look more into that stuff as well. So it was coming from the sky. It sounded really big. Mr. MBB333. Let me know. Let me make sure my sound. Okay. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Like I said, we're just chilling tonight. We're just going to chill. Let me.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. In this video, I'm going to take you guys to Northern Michigan. Gentlemen shared a video with me from Northern Michigan of very strange sounds coming from the daytime sky around 1 o'clock in the afternoon from Northern Michigan. Very interesting video out of Traverse City. We're also going to see a very unusual photogenic light in the nighttime sky by Gummy, Cherry, and Marty. This is no ordinary orb, and it's definitely not a Chinese lantern, some sort of a super unusual light in the nighttime.
Here's his website. I need to sign up to the whole, like, it's supposed to be like the Christ consciousness of the earth and like the levels go up and down. And every time there's been like a mass catastrophe, there's been spikes and it's like it's something, I forget what it's called. And I need to get SETI on my laptop, search for extraterrestrial life or whatever that one is. Hold on, I want to go to the comments real quick. I think in some areas it has proven to be, but then in other areas it's still questionable. There's thoughts of a DUM, which is a deep underground military base. There's so much shit the government has that I don't know if I want to know about it, but I do know about some of it. And who knows? Because don't forget, the government has shit like sound weapons that can make you shit your pants. It's great, It's wonderful. So this is Mr. MBB333's website, Schumann Residence, which that's fucking wild how that goes up and down. All this stuff. So definitely check out his website, you guys. It's amazing.
Time sky. And I wanted to touch base on a video I did a couple of days ago, especially this part right here.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
We're going to cover this. I didn't know this was in here. Okay. So this is going to repeat itself, but I need to hear it a few more times.
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
I'm going to write
that gentleman is a retired major, and he came forward a couple of days ago and said that there's programs that have been going on for many years now that have retrieved many crashed UFOs, UAPs, whatever you want to call them. And some of these crashed objects.
Off topic, but I would just like to note that I still have this fucking tactical soap I ordered for me and Mick. And I did use Cobe's code. I still got the tactical soap sitting unopened on my desk. I would like that noted for the record. Thank you very much.
Had non-human pilots in them. So pretty big news. I just wondered what your guys' thoughts were on that big news that came out just a couple of days ago. We see things on here all the time in the day and nighttime sky, mysterious lights and objects in the sky. You're going to hear strange sounds here in just a minute. But that is pretty big news coming from what appears to be a very credible source. Coming over here to the homepage of the website, today's feature photo sent in by Windwalker out of Rim Rock, Arizona. That is a spectacular view from Arizona of a recent SpaceX rocket launch on July 19th of 2023. And checking in on the GOES X-ray flux over here at the Space Weather Prediction Center, you can see another large M-class solar flare in the last 12 hours. And here's a look at that flare.
That's pretty. I don't know if that's an actual picture of it, because keep in mind, a lot of the quote-unquote pictures, NASA's like, here's Mars. A lot of it's like filled in and partial and whatever. That's pretty. Yeah, those solar flares. Is that why I'm so fucking tired? Oh, so I lost nap roulette last night. See, sorry, ADHD brain. I was tired last night. I played nap roulette. When I tell you, I fell asleep at like 6:30, woke up at midnight. Because even though I surely didn't put the thermostat on 82, and the other human I live with claims to not have put it on 82 degrees Fahrenheit. It was on 82 degrees Fahrenheit, and I woke up very hot, sweaty, and unhappy burp. So I got up and turned that down. And when the house cooled off and I took the boys out to pee and gave them their CBD, I was up for maybe like an hour, fell back asleep, and woke up at 7:30. When I tell you I slept for 12 hours, apparently I was tired.
From the SDO. Watch up here in the upper right-hand corner. Sent out a huge CME, very photogenic CME. Right there, I put it in pause. Looked like a big circle of bright plasma leaving the northwestern limb of the sun. And here's a close-up view of the sun sent in by Scott out of Shelton, Connecticut. This is obviously the Earth-facing side of the sun, and it's still loaded with sunspots and active regions. So more than likely, solar activity will continue to be on the rise over the next few days. We may even see a geomagnetic storm or two coming up. But the sunspot that hurled that large CME came from right up here as it was turning away from the Earth. And that sunspot had been facing the Earth for almost 2 weeks. Looking at the power outage situation over here at poweroutage.us, still 69,000 customers in Michigan without electricity.
Holy shit. Yes, I sure did cannibalize one of my own for dinner because fried chicken is delicious. And it's, yeah. Fried chicken, rotisserie chicken. I love chicken. I love a chicken strip. But I will also go for like vegan nuggets, you know. When it comes to like a nugget situation type deal moment, I tend to go more like vegetarian, vegan. But I like whole meats. I like a steak. I like a whole piece of chicken or chicken breast. I don't do so well with like the, yeah, and it's better. It's better for you to eat food closest to its original form. Turkey bacon is crap. Stop eating turkey bacon. Where the fuck is the bacon on a turkey? I have heard nutritionists after dietitian after health expert be like, just eat regular bacon. It's better. They've got to take the turkey and color it and make it taste. No, it's bad. It's not healthier. It's not better because it's fucking turkey. It's worse. Eat regular bacon. Eat food closest to its original form as you can. Stop with the like if you want to do a turkey sausage or a ground turkey, stop with the turkey bacon. It's trash.
61,000 in West Virginia and 21,000 in Alabama.
God.
All these power outages are weather related.
No.
Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, looking at the seismographs that monitor the mighty supervolcano.
Oh, this scares me because I live by Yellowstone. I'm not totally that far from Yellowstone. I don't know. Hammy, would I be okay if Yellowstone erupted where I'm at?
And all pretty quiet, not too much going on with regard to earthquakes or magma intrusion. A little bit of magma intrusion up here at Mammoth Vault, but it's been busy now for the last couple of weeks. But overall, pretty quiet at the super volcano. And a quick update on the Sahara sand
you,
situation.
creepy.
You can see another plume starting the 4,000-mile journey. It's about 2,000 miles into the journey right now as I do this video. Probably be over here in the Gulf of Mexico in the next week or 10 days. You can already see a large cloud of sand particulates from the Western Sahara making its way up into Texas and Oklahoma. That's definitely influencing sunrises and sunsets, and it's also influencing the overall air quality, albeit small, but nevertheless, that is Sahara sand occupying the skies of the Central Plains.
Oh, there's the sand Gigi was talking about in his eye. He's like, I've got Sahara sand in my eye. And yes, fun fact, I'm going to reiterate this stuff. I'm so sorry. So when spiders procreate, right? Like, listen, we've all seen Charlotte's Web. We've all read it. Love that book. Fuck the movie, though, kind of. Well, I don't know. Great book, though. One of my favorites as a kid. So spiders have little egg sacs, and out of the egg sac bursts all the little baby spoods. And listen, when I tell you I will save a jumping spood, I leave the daddy long legs alone because they keep the black widows away. I don't mind a spood. Just like stay over there and do your thing, right? I got like little wolf spider. I got all kinds around me, but I love a jumping spood. Some people keep them as pets. So when the little bitty baby spiders are born in the wild, in order to, like they can't just like hang out in the egg sac or whatever. They got to go in the world and start, spooting around. How do they do this? They shoot. I'm not looking at chat right now because I don't want to get distracted. So give me a minute. They shoot a cute little, little spider web from their little baby spooty booties. Oh, my back just popped. Oh God. So little bit of a web from their little, baby spooty booties. Why am I like this? And the catches in the wind. And then they float, right? In their little tiny little baby spoods. And they're so cute. And so they go, and then the wind catches it and they float. So there are little baby spiders floating around in the breeze. And they can travel intercontinentally and very far distances. We can look it up if you want. If I've induced your nightmares enough as it is, we don't have to. But yeah, little bitty baby booty spoods.
Of the United States. And a quick update on Lake Mead and Lake Powell. Lake Mead's still going up in really good shape. Best shape I think this has been in years. Lake Powell, on the other hand, is starting to go down a little bit. Not too much, but there for a while it had many consecutive days of positive change. And now we've seen about 2 weeks of negative change. Those red numbers mean negative. So Lake Powell starting to go down a little bit. Lake Mead continues to go up. I also want to take you guys down to Tasmania. I've had this video for a few weeks. It was sent in by Trevor from Greens Beach, Tasmania, right down there along the coast, looking up into the daytime sky. He couldn't help but notice this in the daytime sky. Video by Trevor from June 21st of 2023. The clouds showed what looked like something traveling through the sky. And then over here to the right, you can see what looks like a perfect circle in the daytime clouds above Greens Beach, Tasmania. And then back over to the left right here, looks like something went traveling through the clouds, quite possibly at a high rate of speed. I don't know. He didn't see anything moving through the sky. He just happened to look up and notice that unusual feature in the low-lying clouds above Greens Beach, Tasmania. I want to take you guys now to the nighttime skies. Video footage submitted by Gummy, Cherry, and Marty when they witnessed something in the nighttime sky from an undisclosed location. Here we go. This was a very photogenic object. Whatever it may have been. I don't think it was a drone. Doesn't look like a Chinese lantern. Looks like some sort of a
Well, it looks like it's giving me fucking motion sickness right now, bro.
Fiery orange object just kind of hanging around in the sky. And they zoomed in really good on this thing, whatever it
really
may
well.
have been. I don't know. Never.
They zoomed in really well.
Seen anything quite like this. Looks like a stationary fireball in the nighttime sky. And here was a slow motion view of the object, zoomed in very close and slowed it down where it almost looked like three objects in one there for a second. So I don't know if that was some sort of a camera anomaly or if this is the actual object right here, or if it's free.
Okay.
I don't know. But either way, that's very interesting. Whatever it was, they said it made no sound and it remained in the same general location. Just a fiery orange object in the nighttime sky. And I'm waiting to hear back from them on the exact location.
I'm sorry, Steph. I love you. I said that in Gigi's chat yesterday when he was like, my eyes, and everyone's complaining about their eyes because he lives in Florida. And he's like, and then I found out there's like this big sandstorm from the Sahara, and it made me think of that. I was like, baby spiders travel on the wind. Fun fact. And Steph was like, I hate you. I get it. I'll stand in front of you and catch all the little baby spoods. Listen, I don't mind the little baby spoods.
Of that very unique
I like
object in the
spiders.
nighttime sky. I want to take you guys now up to Traverse City, Michigan. Video footage submitted by
Okay, here we
Brad.
go.
You might want to adjust your
All right, so we covered what I was going to cover. Thanks for that, Mr. B. We'll go a little more in depth on it. I want to watch that video from the New York Post because there's a guy that's like, we didn't get any new information and like we knew this, so we're going to watch that because I always try to present all the sides and all the information of whatever we're talking about. Okay, so here we go. This is the strange sounds.
your volume on this next segment because it could get loud at times. This video was taken in broad daylight when Brad noticed a strange sound coming from the sky. Here's the video once again from Traverse City, Michigan.
What is that sound?
Was it?
I wanted to just let it play so we could all listen to it. I know it's not like the best sound. We want to listen to it again. Ooh, mod fight. Yeah, no, you're both super duper mods. Can't. Empty Child, did you change your name to Empty Adult? Is that you? Well, we haven't watched it yet, but I think we'll all watch it and then decide, is it real or whatnot? Wow. Can we feed these guys? Sorry. See, this is why I don't usually stream before like 6 or 7. I love Roxy. She's part Pomeranian. Hey, good to see you. I'm glad I made the connection because, sometimes I'm slow. No, how about not stop? How about we feed them? We talked about this. Wow. But, we all know. Oh, okay. Let's listen to this again. Sorry about the dog barking in the background.
Traverse City, Michigan.
Hey, Kaya. So there is some rain. Okay, so are we able to differentiate between the raindrops and it? It sounds like if I had to describe this to somebody, I would describe it as air, like the AC in an office building is on full blast. That's what it sounds like to me, air going through an air duct of some sort.
What
Rain, petals, drop.
is that sound?
Wasn't that wild? And Brad obviously lives up there. And as you heard Brad say in the video, he said, what is that sound? some sort of a loud roar coming from the daytime sky above northern Michigan. Thanks for the photos and videos, guys. Keep them coming. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports@mrmbb333.com. If you guys have any videos you'd like to share that are too large to attach to the email, come over here to the homepage of the website. You can always find a link down below in the description box. Look for this red tab that says have a large video. It's a Dropbox. Drag and drop your video into the Dropbox. Please include your first name, date, and location, and I'll take it from there. Thanks for watching. Have a super day and be safe out there.
All right, cat, be careful. I worry about our cat. I don't know, man. I don't know. I used the wrong word. Ask her how she's doing. Y'all, we're going to cover, I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to do a stream tomorrow evening. I've got some stuff to do during the day and a couple of errands to run. So I'm hoping maybe like 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central. Of course, if Deadly Content or Belinda or whatever, it's easier for me to move my streams around, right? Belinda works overnights. Deadly Content which is Death in Low Boots. Death is 8 hours ahead. So I know it's difficult for them to coordinate. So it's just easier for me, and I want to be in their chats. Don't think I'm kowtowing to anybody now or bowing down. I'm not going to talk about it. It's just easier for me. And like, bitch, I want to be in the chat. I want to watch. I'd rather, if I can't sit here and stream knowing one of them is live, because like I want to be there to watch. So, I'm still a chatter. I'm still a watcher. Well, I can do it a little later than that. 4 p.m. is the earliest I can do it. Yeah, see, and so it's easier for me to be like, I'm going to do it earlier, later. I don't know. I will stream sometime tomorrow. Keep an eye out. I'll be going over our dearest Ronith Jean, and then we'll do Sunday recap as per usual. I'm not sure what time, and Azza maybe might come up with me because he and I were DMing. And I was like, oh my God, I can't keep up with the girls this week and everything I've had going on. And he was like, do you want me to come up? And I was like, maybe. So we'll see. It's going to be fun. And I usually take Monday and Tuesday off because, I need a break. And those are my mom's days off. So we usually do errands and whatnot. So yeah. And Wednesdays are going to be like, I might cover some fuck shit one Wednesday. It might be paranormal one Wednesday. But yeah. All right, let me see. Oh, wait. Oh. All right, let's go to. So we're not going to watch that 2-hour. I can't. And honestly, I can't handle AOC. She fucking grates on my nerves, that one. So this is from New York Post. And you'll see the two guys are talking. I watched a little bit. I really like this whole, I really like the New York Post vibe, and they don't copyright claim me. Thank you, New York Post, which they're a news organization, so whatevs. You know what? You enjoy your mutant bacon and your waffle creek. I love you, but it's mutant bacon. And I'm not big on pork. I will eat bacon. I will eat ham. That's about it. If there's a choice between like chicken, shrimp, beef, pork, I'm probably going to choose the chicken or the shrimp, then the beef. And especially, but I'm not big on like thigh meat in some restaurants because it gets like rubbery depending. Again, I'm very, very picky about the meat I consume. Take that as you will. Mm. Yeah, I do want to watch that. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I was going to be like, oh, maybe I'll like watch that through on Saturday. And then I got a whiff of Nags and his fuck shit. And I was like, oh, but no, I have some things to say. Yeah. Oh, I could do ribs too. Pork ribs, spare ribs, baby back ribs. Yes, Hecate, this aligns with my interests. And I just want to say, shout out Hecate. I appreciate you so much, and I love you. Ooh, Fred Flint's. I make some good beef ribs. I worked at a restaurant called Claim Jumper, opened it back in like the late 90s, early 2000s, and the chefs there like gave me all the inside scoop on making the ribs. Ooh, I can make a rib. My mom, totally off topic. She will put the ribs. She'll like take the silver skin off, she has me pour a little vinegar because she's touching the raw meat. I think she'll put a little bit of like liquid smoke. I think she uses the hickory one because we have hickory and mesquite because I use the mesquite for the tandoori chicken recipe I have. Shout out Julian. And then I don't even know. I'm sure she seasons them. She put like the barbecue. She puts them in the crock pot. She puts them in the fucking crock pot. I forget on how I can ask. I can post it in the Discord or Twitter or wherever. And then she takes them out because I have to hold the cookie sheet because she's got 2 pairs of tongs, takes them out, puts them in the oven and like puts them under the broiler for a little bit so they can caramelize and stuff. Oh my God. They are amazing. If anybody would like my mom's crock pot rib recipe, let me know and I'll get it and I'll share. If there is one thing you get, I think a crock pot and in this day and age, an air fryer. You're good. And maybe like a wok or an electric skillet or something. The only 2 fruits I don't like are watermelon. I don't like any kind of melon, and I don't like cucumbers. I can tolerate cucumbers more than I used to be able to, but I can't do a cucumber. I will get it. Well, see this Hammy, the secret to the broiler. When you're going to broil something, it's going to be for a very short amount of time, right? Broiler is not something you put in there, you shut the door, you walk away. Broiler is you stand there with the door cracked open and watch it, or my advice to anybody, do not walk away when you are broiling something. It goes quick. It goes real quick. No cucumber boats for me, Irma. Yep. See, Chef Maiku, it takes seconds. Trust me, been there, done that. Oh, yes. Okay. And like a stove with an electric element is going to be different than having a gas flame. You've got to know your appliance and all that stuff. So, yeah, don't. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. See, never walk away from a broiler. All right, so let's get into this. This is, let me share my screen. That might help. Professional YouTuber. So this is from the New York Post YouTube channel regarding the congressional UFO hearing. It's even crazier than you think.
Okay, so Mick West, you've been a UFO skeptic that's been following the UFO
See, and I like this. He's got a quote unquote skeptic on because on this channel, we discuss all sides of a possibility.
stuff the last few years. You have single-handedly, through math and logic, debunked several UFO photos and videos, and you're also the author of Escaping the Rabbit Hole. History today, Mick, will go down in the history books as something.
So this guy can fuck off a little bit because a lot of the supposed conspiracy theories have been proven true in the past couple of years. Sir, I'm all for being a skeptic. No, I'm all for being skeptical. But to me, and I think there should be skeptics on both sides of the fence, because skeptic means I don't fully believe, but I'm open to the possibility. I think when you're on both sides of the fence, whether you're like, none of this shit is true, it's all fake, or I believe everything is real and da 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 whatever. No, I'm not a person of extremes in any sense of the word. I think if you're going to be like, everything is fake, da, 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 no, because then you're going to miss some shit. But then again, I don't think it's good to be like, everything is real, all the paranormal and supernatural, everything is real, every video and it's all real. That's not good either, because neither one of those extremes is true. I think you need to meet somewhere in the middle. Again, some things are without explanation. Sometimes it's just fun to believe. Like, we're going to talk about the stairs in the woods here in a little bit. But, like I've always said, and especially when I was talking to Skeeter, who has done, check out that live stream, by the way, who has done paranormal investigations. And he and I really bonded on that point. We are both quote unquote believers, but you best bet if something falls over or a door pops open, we're going to look for the logical explanation first. Neither one of us is going to be like, oh my God, it's a ghost. Like, I'm a Libra. You have to have balance. And that guy, I can tell you right now, has no fucking balance. Sorry,
Truly
it irritated
incredible.
me.
UFO hearings in Congress. Give me your initial thoughts.
Well, I was a bit disappointed, I must say. It was being billed in various arenas as being like the great revelation that's going to end all the speculation about UFOs. And really what we heard was very little that was new. There were three witnesses, Dave Grush, Dave
Yes,
Fravor,
Andy, this is true.
and Ryan Graves. And all of them have spoken before, Graves and Fravor, at length for several years. And they said very little that was new. It was a bit disappointing.
And, for viewers who may not know, David Fravor's story was.
Okay, empty. I'm about to call you empty child. Empty adult. Do you want to put in chat? I'm interested to know why you're saying this. Like, and it's not criticism. I'm not upset. What are you seeing that this is your opinion on it? Can you give us a little synopsis in chat, and I'll throw up your comment, because I don't know. I feel like you're maybe seeing something I'm not, and I really want to know what it is. Thank you.
As we first heard of his story in December 2017, and his story has gotten a lot of coverage. Documentaries, movies made about his story over the last 6 years, and again, Congress pulls him in and he tells the same story. Ryan Graves, we've heard his story since, I believe, 2019, and we again documentaries made about his story, tons of media coverage on his story. He's brought in where he tells the same story. Dave Grush, who was, did a huge interview on News Nation and spilled the beans about aliens, comes in and again offered nothing new. The big headline is nothing.
Hey, Uncle Sal. Hey, April. How you doing? Jarella. Yay, that's fine. You guys are welcome to pop in.
New. Well, let's talk about evidence, because that's been the main thing that's been lacking the last 6 years is a lot of stories, a lot of photos with stories behind them, a lot of videos with stories behind them. But it's really been lacking on evidence of non-human intelligence, of aliens, of extraterrestrials.
Yeah.
So it all led up to today's hearing. There were a lot of expectations for evidence. Did you see?
Well, I've also been hearing this is supposed to be a soft disclosure. Like, there's been rumblings and, if you want to call it the underground conspiracy theory weirdo fucking community I run in, I've been hearing for a long time there was to be a soft disclosure. Like, okay, when you have a restaurant, you don't just open, right? You have what's called a soft opening. You open and then you let whomever passes by or realizes you're open comes in and they eat, and you see where you got to work out all the bugs and the problems and the hiccups, and you do that for 2 to 3 weeks, sometimes even a month, and then you announce your official grand opening, So you see where I'm going with this? So that we were supposed to have a soft disclosure. So to me, this kind of fits where it's like, okay, yeah, whatever, because and maybe that's got to sink in and stew with the general public and all that fun stuff and debate and this and that and whatever. Because even if the government came out with pictures and was like, oh yeah, here, there's non-humans, there's aliens, whatever, here, picture evidence, like that could cause mass hysteria. So that's just my thought on it. Like they've got, and why would they even finally admit to alien intelligence or interaction? I'm not worried that they're aliens because I already fucking know that there's aliens, right? I'm more worried about why are they telling us? Why are they telling us now? Why? Why do we need to know this now? Why are they telling us? What are they planning? What is going to happen that they're telling us?
Were you convinced? Was any evidence presented?
There was almost no new evidence. Professor Avi Loeb was running the Galileo project, which is a scientific project to look for UFOs, basically, in our airspace, said a couple of days ago, we need real evidence, not what people said. And really, all we've got from these hearings is what people said. David Grush has basically.
Oh, yeah, let me read your comment. Adult. Empty adult. Hold on, let me go find it. Where did it go? Wait, hold on. Yeah, so you're basically saying it's a way to distract us, keep us scared, and all that. Yeah, I agree. That's a lot of stuff. That is a lot of stuff. Where did your comment go on my phone? Hold on, I put it. It's simply the latest. Empty adult, formerly empty child, says it's simply the latest way to keep control of the people through fear. It was Sheeple 19 that's fizzled out. Oh, yep. I feel you. We are so eye to eye on that. Then the nuke war threats, then this. It's control through fear. Oh, abso-fucking-lutely, bro. I could not agree with you more. Could not agree with you more. Yes, to make us scared. Create the problem, present the solution, take all the control, right? That's the basic formula. And the Georgia Guidestones have been destroyed. I don't know, maybe we'll do some Georgia Guidestones because that would kind of play into a lot of stuff. Georgia Guidestones, I'm writing it down. No, yeah. Empty. I'm still going to call you Empty Child. I 100% agree with you. And I'm glad you're seeing what I'm seeing. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yep, Chef Maiku. Yep. Tons of weirdos would rush over to where these aliens were. Hammy says the alien stuff is to distract from the truth, whatever that is exactly. Like, I mean, trust me, I was excited. Do you know how many messages I got that were people were like, Raven, aliens are real? And I'm like, yeah, I've been saying that. But like, thanks for letting me know. But I always ask, it's like, why are they telling us now? Ooh, Dirty Uncle Sal says, I think they're telling us now because one, they can't hide it from people who have pretty damn good technology in their hands and have eyes. The people can see things flying around themselves, right? Yeah, Madrella says once they saw how willing people were to give away their freedom during the pandemic, they knew they had to use that as much as possible. Listen, aren't y'all questioning every time I open my web browser, right? For my laptop. I forget what it is. I know it's not the Google, it's like a different one. There's no more than 6 deaths. Granted, some of them are older people from cancer. I should not be seeing the large amount of deaths from people or cardiac events in their 20s, their 30s, even 50s. Like, listen, we all know Sinead O'Connor had a rough life. 53, that's kind of fucking young. That's like 9 years older than me. The Great Panini in the Pokey Pokey Bowl was a giant fucking experiment. And I understand some people had to take it because they had to go visit a loved one in the hospital or a nursing home or their job required it. Our military is debilitated right now. I've seen hearings with military doctors admitting that so much of our military, specifically our pilots, have fucking myocarditis. They can't fly. We cannot defend ourselves right now because our military is so debilitated from all of the soldiers who are sick, injured, and ill from being forced to take that BX jab. I'm sorry. I don't know. I saw Ice Cube the other day, was like, nope, didn't take it because, yeah, that was a rush job. Something didn't feel right. And I've had people tell me I need to take my gun and shoot myself in the head because of my stance on that. And I'd rather do that than be injected with God knows what and leave this mortar coil on my own terms. I told you, I'm going to say some shit on this channel that might make you look at me different, and that's fine. And I have people tell me you don't understand the science of it and it works this way. And you know what? I was told about the science in 2020. I was told about the science in 2021. And yet again, it has been proven over and over, and more information is coming out. But gee, mainstream media is not covering it. That, oh, information was withheld. Numbers were inflated. Numbers were minimized. They knew it didn't work. I'm sorry. Oh, get the initial one and then a booster and then like 5 more boosters. You'll have immunity for 30 whole minutes. What the fuck? That's not. And keep in mind, the pharmaceutical companies are legally immune. Legally immune. You cannot take them to court. You cannot recoup damages. If this disables you, if this injures you, if this, God forbid, takes your life or a loved one's, you have no recourse, no legal recourse. And that is a federal law. So anyone wants to say I'm stupid and I'm crazy, that's fine. But you know what? My body is the exact same way it was before all this bullshit started. Thank you very much.
Basically, is going by mostly what people told him. And then we have these eyewitness accounts of Fravor and Graves, and then they tell us that there's more information. We need to get to that real evidence.
You could tell that some of these congressional leaders were attending their UFOs 101 class. And I think a lot of people are disappointed. They thought Congress was on this the last few years, that they'd been digging, getting, classified data and evidence and information and all this stuff, and that we'd be further along than just the
empty adult. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for anybody that has had any loved ones or yourself affected by it. I'm so sorry. It is wrong. They shouldn't have pushed it. But again, there is a bigger motive at play and people didn't see it. But I did. The first time I heard about the Great Panini, I said, oh, that was engineered, essentially man-made, that was released accidentally on purpose. And watch, they're going to miraculously have a cure for it before the end of the year. I said this during Lunar New Year when we first heard about it in 2020, and I was right. And I was told I was crazy and I was wrong again. I'm stupid. I'm whatever. Oh, that can all be proven now. And it was all true. Look into St. Fauci. Look up St. Fauci and the fucking AIDS epidemic. This isn't the first time he's killed people in mass. That man belongs in prison.
very, very, very basics at this point. But let's talk about the witnesses. So the big thing today was, Congress
Ooh,
handpicked 3 witnesses to come and testify and share what they knew about a UAP and what they felt should be
Hammy.
done. And so let's start with Ryan Gray.
This is why Hammy is my YouTube's husband. I have a Rumble channel. I can't talk about this stuff here. I need to get and figure out my little Rumble stuff. That's where I'm going to talk about this because we don't have to use code words and whatever. And Hammy, you're doing a stream with me about this over there eventually. It might be a little bit. This is where I need to talk about all the like controversial YouTube censored stuff. And follow Russell Brand, please, on both platforms.
Graves. Ryan Graves is a former F-18 pilot whose squadron observed unidentified objects, or at least on their sensors observed off the East Coast in a training area, which I believe is a big clue. In a military training area, would constantly observe, per Graves, these objects that seem to be doing weird things like hovering in place despite wind with no visible propulsion. What are your insights and opinions on Ryan Graves as a witness and Ryan Graves's?
So his squadron saw them. He never saw them. And what do you want to bet? Well, he never saw them himself. This guy's gonna go. I don't like this guy's energy. Look at his body language. What, you're having a conversation with somebody who seems very nice and open and professional. Look at his body language, right? His brow scowling, his lips are pressed together, trying to hold back on what he's saying. Look, you got to take a shit. What are you mad about, bro? What are you? He mad. He is, oof. I don't like his energy. I don't like his energy. I don't like his fucking energy.
Testimony of UAP off the East Coast.
Well, Ryan Graves never actually saw a UAP. And this is something I think that gets conflated and people don't really understand what they're talking about. And when he talks about saying we saw these things every day for 2 years, what he's talking about is blips on the radar. What happened was that they upgraded their radar system. They previously had a kind of an old-fashioned.
And understand with this guy and people like this, it's not necessarily because here's the it's not always what people are saying, right? You can say the same thing to somebody 10 different ways, and each way has a different meaning behind it. That's why girl is my favorite word. Because you can be like, girl, or you can be like, girl, or you can be like, girl, or girl, girl, girl. You can say good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Do you see what I mean? So it's not necessarily what a person is saying, it's how they're saying it. The body language, the tone, that energy behind it. This guy is a turd sandwich.
Radar that had this little dish that points around in the nose of the plane. And they upgraded it to this kind of flat panel one, which is much more sensitive and easier to direct in different directions. And after they replaced this radar with the newer radar, they started seeing these blips on the radar, and they originally thought that there was something wrong with the radar. Now, it may just be, and this is perhaps the leading hypothesis for what's actually going on there, is that the majority of those things were balloons. We know that the military does have a big issue with mylar balloons. And in the most recent report by Arrow, they said that nearly half of the ones that they identified were actually balloons. So definitely balloons are a problem. So the question is, like, is there actually strong evidence of something amazing going on?
It can't be overstated that Graves is on the record saying he personally never saw one of these objects. And I believe what he means, even though it's completely murky still, and I don't know why it's never cleared up or asked about, is he never physically saw with his own eyes any of these objects ever. It was always a squadron member saw them, or I know someone who saw.
Well, and if they upgraded the radar, wouldn't maybe the radar was better at picking stuff up? That's why the stealth bomber was designed the way it was. It has no, if I understand correctly, which I got to see that like back in the early 90s and it was glorious. We went to the fly-in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. It was great. They had like unveiled it to the public, but had it for 20 years. And it was called the stealth bomber because it couldn't be picked up on radar, because my understanding is they had no right angles for the radar at that time to bounce off of, so therefore could not be detected, right? So if this is early 2000s, they upgraded radar systems on the planes, wouldn't you assume they're going to start picking up more shit than they were before because the radar system got up? Am I stupid? Don't answer that. But am I? I don't like this guy. Not the reporter guy. He's lovely. This other guy, see, and he's one of these people where there could be 50 cases, and if one is bullshit, he'll be like, "There you go. It's out." I don't like this
Saw
guy.
them, or etc., is where the majority of this testimony comes from, and that's been his story for years. And so, why weren't any of those people?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
people who actually saw them. Why weren't the people who actually saw these things called before Congress?
Yeah, and I think if we can't get the real evidence in terms of recordings and data and radar and things like that, the next best thing would be the first-hand witnesses.
Another thing with that I didn't.
But I think with this guy, what's his name? Mick West. How dare you be named Mick? How fucking dare you, sir? I'm just going to call him West because I refuse to assign that name to him, because the loveliest human on earth, that's what I call them. This guy can go fuck himself. That makes me dislike him even more, frankly. Still, this guy is fucking scowling. He looks like who fought. He's got who farted face. I don't like this guy. Even if they would have brought the eyewitnesses, okay, so it's not good enough because this guy in his squadron didn't see any himself. And yeah, they should have brought the eyewitnesses before Congress. And I guarantee if they would have brought the eyewitnesses before Congress, then Mr. West would be sitting here saying, okay, that's great. They say they saw whatever, but where's the proof of it? Oh, we have recordings from the radar system. Okay, how do we know it's not something else? Well, I have a picture of it. Okay, but how do we know that's not this, that, or the other thing? Well, because I sat down and had some beef Wellington with the aliens themselves. But how do we know they're aliens? Because they ordered the beef Wellington. Why didn't they order the chicken piccata instead? This guy, I can't with people like him.
Really hear brought up today in today's hearing. Few mentions of the Chinese spy balloon, but nobody really mentions a lot of the news that has come out based on Navy documentation and vast reporting, that a lot of these objects that were described off the East Coast that Graves described, the only object that was eyes on, that people saw with their eyes, was a round object with a cube inside of it.
10 miles off the coast of Virginia Beach, 2 F-18 Super Hornets were split by a UAP. The object, described as a dark gray or a black cube inside of a clear sphere, came within 50 feet of the lead aircraft.
If you look in human-made history, if you look at what humans have made in the military, humans have made clear, transparent orbs with cubes inside of them. These are radar reflectors, radar jammers, or whatever, and there's a cube within a sphere. So humans have made something that looks like that. It goes into the air, it has a process, and then you learn that after the Chinese spy balloon, there was further reporting that there were smaller balloons, had been for a while, smaller Chinese.
Empty adult, just get a drone. They're like real good now. Okay, I need a minute to. I wanted to go into this fresh with you guys, so I did not pre-watch it, and this guy is just fucking irritating me.
These balloons off the East Coast in this exact area that were radar jamming balloons. So you've got historical precedent. You've got, objects that were made by humans that look like what was described. And then you learn things that China had smaller spy balloons off the East Coast in this exact area. And then now we learn that China has had a spy base in Cuba for
Yeah, because while everyone over here is crying about shit that's not actually happening, and we've got people hysterical because jobs don't accommodate for time blindness. People think their life is hard because others do not want to refer to them or understand or just don't care to refer to them as a lemon. We have people losing their minds because they were not addressed how they feel during the 10 minutes of that day. You don't think the world sees what's happening? They're educating their children. Do you know in China, TikTok is limited to it's like 2 hours a day, and it's all educational. Their TikToks are, ooh, do this science experiment. Oh, read this book, write this paper. Ooh, this study tip. It's all educational, limited to like 2 or 3 hours or some shit. The rest of the world is gearing up to squash us and take us over. By the time I leave this mortal coil, this will most likely not be America anymore. Because we're too busy coddling people that should not be coddled. Because guess what? The world and society doesn't run on your fucking fifis. The world isn't going to be fair to everybody, and not everybody in it is going to like you or respect you or abide by what you think, which is such a big reason I want to talk about next tomorrow. But that's okay, because not everybody has to. Take care of each other. What's more important? What is more important? Because I guarantee when the power grid goes down, y'all are going to be running into those people you deem assholes. Y'all are going to be running to the people that are carrying and that know how to plant and farm and harvest and cultivate and field dress an animal and preserve it and cook it and store it and can defend ourselves. We're the ones you're going to be running to. But by all means, keep crying about your fucking pronouns.
decades, if you believe the reports, for decades down there. What have they been flying out of there? None of that was brought up today.
Mm-hmm.
None of that was even considered today at all.
It would have been great if they kind of discuss the range of possibilities that we might be looking at. But it's possible that some of that they weren't even familiar with it, because it's like kind of the unsexy aspect of what we're talking about. It's not aliens; it's just Chinese spy balloons, which is obviously a big issue in itself. But the people who are promoting this hearing, perhaps want to promote the alien aspect rather than the Chinese aspect, and it may be also something that they've been asked not to talk about because it's something that would reveal our capabilities in detecting these particular things. And that might.
And shout out to all our past, present, and future servicemen and women. Y'all really do the Lord's work. And I thank every single person, again, past, present, and future, that has served in the military, law enforcement. I really do appreciate you.
Might in fact be something that explains why no real action was taken on the cases that Grave was discussing. If it was something that was thought to be an enemy thing, like you wouldn't actually see the action that is being taken. There would be action, but it would be top secret, and Graves himself wouldn't actually know about it. The pilots wouldn't know about what was being done in terms of countermeasures. I think that probably most of what they were seeing on the East Coast was just normal airborne clutter, but it's certainly possible that some of that might be China.
Chef Maiku and Hammond Beans, aka Hammy, aka my YouTube's husband, y'all are gonna get along just fine. Y'all have a lot in common. You have very similar energy. And again, Chef Maiku, I so appreciate your comment. I was like, oh, I'm glad you found your way over here. And I'm usually in Sam's. It's hard for me to make Yaba streams because, bitch, that's like 6 in the morning for me. I got my postcard today. I'm so excited to put my little Harlow sticker on my laptop. I'm so excited.
Chinese balloons or drones trying to test out our airspace.
Let's move on to David Grush. David Grush made headlines 2 months ago going on News Nation, which has become America's UFO channel, with a jaw-dropping story and allegations that the U.S. government has a top secret, uber secret team that recovers crashed non-human UFOs, that non-human intelligence body.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I believe former intelligence claims U.S. has secret program recovered. Yeah, we been new. Non-human bodies recovered. Yeah, we been new. Says aliens have killed human beings. Yeah, other people have come forward saying this. Who's the guy with the dulce bass and he had like his fingers missing and like died of like crazy cancers from the radiation exposure, and people were like, oh, he's lying. Of course, there's always going to be some people out there to debunk, and there's a lot of psyops going on, believe it or don't. Again, I'd rather see something that's not there than not see something that is.
These were inside these
I'm getting
UFOs, that
irritated.
people have been killed to keep it a secret, that the aliens themselves have been killing humans, a whole bunch of stuff. And so he was, dead center in today's hearing. What did you think of his testimony and what he had to say?
Yeah, I mean, this whole hearing, I think, was triggered by his initial claims, and really, people did want to hear what he had to say. I wanted to hear what he had to say, but he didn't say anything new that I can really think of that was actually significant. He basically repeated some of the same claims, perhaps in less detail than he had before, but in nearly every interesting question, like he was asked things like, have we made contact with aliens?
Okay, but is this the first time he's saying this in front of a congressional? Oh, that's such a great screenshot or screen pause for this guy. Fuck this guy. Is he maybe in a new like arena in which to do that? Like a congressional hearing, maybe, where the world and at least our nation is watching? Is his story maybe consistent across all things? Was he maybe counseled beforehand to, since it was such a large platform and so many people were watching and listening, to maybe, I don't know, not give certain details for various reasons? So let's not take any of that into account, sir. No, let's just sit here and this face is you. I don't like this guy. Mr. West can go fuck himself.
And he would say that he can't talk about this. He can talk about it in a secure setting.
I can't discuss that in an open session.
Over and over again, that was his answer.
I do know a lot of that information, but that's something I can't discuss publicly.
But it's okay when every other asshole comes up before Congress and for whatever reason is like, I can't reveal that. I can't talk about that. Or any number. Wow.
I can't discuss that publicly. Once again, I can't discuss that publicly.
So it was very disappointing. It was originally billed, I think, as being this great hearing where we would have all these witnesses coming forward. The people that David Grush had talked to, told him these things, were going to be subpoenaed and brought in, and they would tell us all about where the bodies were and which hangar these flying saucers are in, and where's this giant one that's in another country.
See, in this, wow, that's
somewhere.
I'm such an asshole. Fuck this guy. But this is how people like this are, that are just like straight skeptic. Nothing's real. It's all called fake. Oh, proof and facts. And then you present it to them in whatever manner, and they're like, not good enough. That's this guy. Aliens could visit him tonight and probe this man like no one has ever been probed before. And he'll still walk away, hole, all irritated and having been probed, and be like, aliens aren't real. That's this guy. I don't.
But we didn't. We just got David Grush himself and these two other pilots that we've been hearing from for years. And then David Grush just repeats essentially everything that he'd said before and says that anything else I'm going to have to tell you in a secure setting.
Sure.
So it kind of kicked the can down the road. And
as
hopefully,
is tradition here.
Indeed.
He states this in his opening statement and reiterates this because he's asked about it, is he didn't physically firsthand see any of this stuff. He says in his statement that
You guys get what I'm saying? Oh my God. I've been screaming this stuff for years, and I just get some ass hat that's like, and oh my God, you guys see what I see? I'm so happy. Even if you disagree with me, but like, damn, at least we're talking about it.
a lot of this information was given to him through second, third parties. And he considers those people to be legitimate. And so he considers what they have to say to be real. And no names were named. He wasn't really asked to name any names for the most part. So it's still this big question mark. And as you said, it's disappointing because we thought these answers were coming today. They didn't come today. Get the people who saw the alien bodies in this.
Soft. A disclosure. Do you know the chaos and the strife, the conflict, the shit that would happen if any motherfucker came into a congressional hearing and just flipped an actual alien carcass on the table? Or came walking in with the aliens. They both had their little Starbucks cups. Like the alien would have a pinkety drinkety and shit. Fuck James Charles. I don't like that guy. Never did. Never liked him. Never liked Jaclyn Hill. I'm telling you, energy is a thing. Yeah, alien just comes strolling in with like a fucking Nashie and a pink drink. Oh, I can't.
Seats with their hand raised saying, I swear, get those people. It just seemed like a missed opportunity. Another thing that struck me was there were basically no critical questions asked from congressional leaders. There were no digging, insightful, real questions. Did you get that impression as well?
Yeah, but I think that's because they don't really understand the situation. We saw from the people like running the show, Burgett and Luna, they didn't really have a good grasp on the details, and the other people there, a lot of them seem to be learning about it for the first time. And whenever you get to a question that was actually kind of getting to the meat of the matter, Grush would just say that he couldn't answer that question. So even when we did have some somewhat skeptical questions.
Gee, you mean just like when it comes to other stuff? I bet this was talked about on this day, and this time I'll give you 2 words. Hunter Biden. 2 more words. Plea deal. 2 more words. Go bye-bye. That judge is good. Oh, girl, I hope you got good security for that judge. See, because nobody wants to talk about what a piece of shit Joe Biden is and that he's fucking senile and's got no idea what's going on or where he's at or what he's fucking doing. Yes, we definitely need a cap on the age of people that can serve in political office, and we need to have actual third parties do for realsies cognitive tests, like at least annually on these, like once you're over a certain age, and if they fail, they're out of office. Have whoever the runner-up was in the quote-unquote election take over. These people are fucking senile and got no business serving. And if you don't think the fucking entire Biden family is a crime syndicate, you're wrong. But it's all mainstream media bullshit. It's all puppet strings. It's all, we want you to see this. Trump, and I'm not a huge Trump fan. I'm not against him either. I'm kind of neutral. I'm like, whatever. It is what it is. because the media portrays people a certain way, right? Trump accidentally walked in front of Queen Elizabeth for like 2 or 3 steps, realized his faux pas, stopped, waited until she got the proper like 2 steps ahead of him, apologized quietly, they moved on. Oh my God, it was all over the news. Meanwhile, there's Biden wandering like, 10 feet in front of Prince Charles. I'm surprised he didn't pick up fucking dog shit off the lawn and start eating it. No news coverage. That was fine. Do your own research on everything. Do not believe what mainstream media tells you. They say what they're told to say. It's an actual thing. Look up Operation Mockingbird. Believe me or don't. I don't care. It's a thing.
I think from Eric Burlison had a few. He wasn't able to get any answers.
Everyone's heard the Tic Tac story, or at least they think they've heard the Tic Tac story and they know the basics. But the key thing is this, and no one asks about this, no one knows about this, and it seems like the media and Congress just don't care, is that he says, and he reiterated today, Mick, that his encounter with the Tic Tac was 5 minutes, a five-minute encounter.
What we saw with 4 sets of eyes over a 5-minute period, still, there's nothing, we have nothing close to it. It was amazing to see.
The pilot of the plane next to him was Alex Dietrich. Alex Dietrich was his wing person, essentially. She says the whole thing lasted 10 seconds. Her testimony is that it lasted 10 seconds, and she scoffs at the idea of it being 5 minutes, and that's just silly. And so you've got 2 witnesses basically right there in the same area, and they can't, one says it lasted 5 minutes, one says it lasted 10 seconds. That's a huge discrepancy where the 2 main witnesses can't even agree on the basics about this Tic Tac encounter, but it's never brought up. It's never asked about.
Sal.
No, it's kind of hand waved away again. So, maybe it's just like a misunderstanding or time dilation or something like that. But you can't really hand wave away of 10 seconds versus 5 minutes.
A lot of folks today, Burchett, Fravor, Graves mentioned it, a few others mentioned it, that the genesis of either their personal interest or the general interest in the public and Congress goes back to the 2017 New York Times front page article on the Pentagon's UFO program, ATIP. Multiple times this was brought up today.
A groundbreaking 2017 New York Times report.
2017 New York Times.
Like many others, in 2017, I saw the New York Times article.
New York Times article, and I would encourage everybody to read that.
And that was just shocking to me because through my reporting, we've demonstrated that article was factually inaccurate, deceptive. That story is mostly false and wrong. And to hear congressional leaders, witnesses, everyone still saying it all goes back to this article shows me that people still haven't caught up to what's really going on in the story. People just don't know the facts, the basic facts about what's going on. Were you shocked to hear? Do you continue to be shocked?
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, there's that video of like all of the news, all the small like local news stations saying the same thing. Yeah, like hold on.
Have to hear about the 2017 New York Times article?
No, unfortunately not, because it's something that just comes up all the time as being, essentially like a red pill moment for people. It was for Grush himself. Like he got interested in UFOs starting with that particular thing, and so many people have told me that that was their introduction to what was going on. They read the New York Times story, and so they get sucked in because of that. And this New York Times story is just given it's the kind of authority of the New York Times said this.
The program was Skinwalker Ranch. It was OSAP. It was Robert Bigelow and people chasing dino beavers and werewolves. And Leslie Kean, a UFO activist, took the story, threw OSAP away, threw Skinwalker away, and made it just about UFOs, which got to her credit, got the attention of Congress. The problem being most of the story was wrong. And that's not an opinion. It's wrong. The story is absolutely a wrong, false story. And we heard today congressional leaders and the witnesses saying that article continues to be their inspiration. It continues to push the issue further in Congress. And none of them are aware of the fact that the story is riddled with, unimpeachable errors. The public isn't aware of this. The media isn't aware of this. And I guarantee you, Congress isn't aware of this.
I will be talking about Skinwalker Ranch. I think I'm saying, okay, so from the middle of September all the way through October, we're going to do some extra October things because October is spoopy season. October is my birthday. You want to be here from mid-October through the end. We're going to stream on Halloween. I might do like a super duper long stream on Halloween, like where I have to take a little 10-minute breaks to get up and walk and pee and go have a cigarette and stuff. It's going to be a good time. And I may try to stream from the Silver Queen Hotel in Virginia City. During that time, I'm not going to say exactly when I'm going to be there because I don't want any assholes showing up, But again, I live in the great state of Nevada where I take full advantage of my laws and I do have a concealed carry. Try me.
But David Grush is, without a doubt, linked to Skinwalker Ranch ghost hunters.
Yeah.
Jay Stratton dates back to 2007 at least. When it comes to interest in Skinwalker Ranch, Stratton, who was Grush's boss at the UAP task force, claims that he's haunted by ghosts and werewolves and believes in this kind of weird multi-dimensional pseudo-psychic kind of reality to this phenomena. Grush is
Fuck you with your pseudo-psychic. God. I get if you don't believe in something. That means you don't believe in it. You don't co-sign it. You don't endorse it. It doesn't fucking mean there's no truth or substance behind it. And this is the fucking mindset I hate. It can't be proven with science. Well, guess what? Sometimes science can't be proven with science, okay? And this is the brainwashing I'm always fucking talking about. Where I'm not special with the things I can do. I just believed, I just knew I could do them. And then I realized I thought it was like, oh, this person. No, some people's abilities are naturally stronger, whether they realize it or not. Skeeter is incredibly psychic. He just doesn't realize how fucking much. Some people think they are, but no, it's like when somebody thinks they're like a really good dancer, but they're not. And it's like, well, you need a little work and practice, but you can get there. And then there's the person that's like, like super duper good and has no idea. Same thing with our natural psychic abilities, our natural energy abilities. Because I hate the word psychic medium. It does have a very negative connotation. I didn't know this fucking, it was going to get me all worked up.
linked to Eric Davis, who just 3 years ago, almost word for word,
Fuck your chicken strips. Thank you, Sarah. I love you so much.
claimed the exact same thing that Grush is claiming to the New York Times. You could go read the New York Times right now. Eric Davis says off-world vehicles, not from this earth. The government's retrieving the crashes, all this stuff. Eric Davis is a longtime Skinwalker Ranch ghost hunter, claims ghosts spoke to him telepathically. It's still, I don't think Congress even knows.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think they know that Skinwalker ghost hunters were in charge of the Pentagon's UAP task force for years. I don't think they realize this. I don't think they even know about this yet.
No, I don't. I agree, and it's probably something the Pentagon is a little bit embarrassed about. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure if you ask Kirkpatrick about it, he'll roll his eyes because it's kind of the bane of his existence that he's got this kind of legacy of poor investigation that went before him.
Right.
But yeah, it's very much a real thing, and it continues to be with Travis Taylor and Stratton working on Skinwalker Ranch now, which is just so
See, this is fucking History Channel.
bizarre.
And there's a photo
I'm so bitter.
of Grush at a UFO conference from last year. He's sitting at a table with George Knapp, with Jay Stratton, with Travis Taylor. Those three other guys that I mentioned, deeply involved with Skinwalker Ranch, deeply involved with dubious claims of just the craziest stuff ever, have never presented any evidence. But none of this context was brought up, looked into, thought of as relevant, perhaps. I mean, we heard Jay Stratton's name, but almost just kind of like a throwaway.
Fuck those guys. I'm so irritated right now. I'm so fucking irritated. All right, everybody just breathe in with me. We're going to breathe in and just okay. Okay. Okay, better. Listen, I'm not saying there's not hoaxes and bullshit, and sometimes people be reaching and whatever, but again, these people that are like, where's the evidence? Where's the science? How are you supposed to prove the metaphysical and the supernatural with fucking science? And even when people do, they find a way to discount it and dismiss it. So I'm not really interested in those what I would call a fucktard. Sorry, don't mean to be rude towards anybody, but goddamn, like, wow. Those are the people where it's like you could have 100 things. 99 of them are legit, valid, the same, whatever. One is different or a little blemished. That causes them to discount the other 99 completely. That's their modus. That's their way of thinking, and I can't stand that shit. I don't want anybody to. All right. So, is the U.S. media being held hostage? You want to see some trippy shit? Watch this.
Biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish things.
We are fighting the fake news. It's fake, phony, fake.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 Yeah. Nothing says we value independent media like dozens of reporters forced to repeat the same message over and over again.
All right, hold on. I want to find the actual. But that was a nice little background, little. And like, look into this. Where's the actual? I'm not finding one offhand. Real right quick. Oh, I don't know if Joe Rogan will strike me. But you can look this up. Just look up. What did I pull up? News stations saying the same thing compilation. You'll get all kinds of results. Look into it for yourself because we need to move on to the stairs in the woods. Right? How we doing? How's everyone doing? Are we okay? Are we hanging in there? Ooh, hold on. I don't know where I'm at or what I'm doing. Let me go into my stairs in the woods. And let's take a minute, breathe. Do I have a Three Musketeers bar? Yes, I do. So, excuse me, opening the wrapper. Yes, empty adult. Not as of yet, April. I have not talked. Those are on my to-do list. Like I said, I'm gonna, oh, thank you, Hammy. Thank you for that. I have not talked about Wendigos or Skinwalker Ranch. I'm saving those. I'm gonna do from like the middle of September all the way through like Halloween. It's gonna be a big fucking deal on this channel. I have a pretty balanced content over here of like non-gore world / attic / Bogata stuff and like spoopy whatever. Ooh, Hecate, what are you crafting? Oh. It is. The media is controlled. Always do your own research on it. Look. You don't know how bad in 2020 I wanted to speak up about everything I say about the great panini and Poke Bowl. I couldn't. And I haven't been on Facebook since 2016. So that's a non-factor. I couldn't. Because, gee, it's been found out that Facebook and Twitter were basically told to censor the truth or anything that wasn't like, no, it's big scary. Go get this Pokeball. And if you don't, you're killing people. No. But that Pokeball's gonna, and it is. What is it? Dr. John Campbell? Look him up. I've been following him for 3 years now. Excess deaths just in the UK are off the charts. Gee. Infertility. There was that doctor that came out of retirement and was doing autopsies on like some guy died, was 28 years old. Did an autopsy. He had one of those weird clots everyone's dying from. And lo and behold, there was no semen in his testicles. But you want to know what was in there? Spike protein. If you are unjabbed, aka fertile, do we all remember there's this thing called predictive programming, right? And you can call it conspiracy theory and I'm crazy and whatever. Have you all read or watched The Handmaid's Tale? Wasn't that like, oh, there was this big virus and it like made everybody sterile and like the human race was gonna, go extinct and all that stuff. And so they would take all the fertile women and make them handmaids. Oh, you did? Okay. Hold on. I don't know that I want to go into the Discord or show that. Well, let me find it and click on it. Because I'm learning how to do this. Is it where I think it is? Links. I see it, Creek. Thank you, Slade. At least I think I see it. Yes. Okay. Oh, look at that. Oh, my God. Thank you to Creek Native Girl. Okay, she found the original one I was trying to find. Look at her, you guys. I have the best fucking mods and friends and just amazing people in my life. Yeah, thanks, Creek. Okay, here we go.
Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities, Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about troubling, irresponsible, one-sided news stories
plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these things simply aren't true without checking facts first. Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 That's my local news. These two, this is my local news. This is my news here. Oh, God damn it.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 Oh my God. Oh, by the way, Trixie Mattel's version of My Humps is a fucking banger. Love her. Go check it out. Wow. It's different when you watch it all the way through, huh? What do we think of that? What it feels like to chew 5 gum. God damn it, Sarah. Oh. Yep. Thank you, Creek Native Girl or whoever. Y'all, all my mods are so good. What do we think of that? Tell me again. Mainstream media is not at this point a government psyop. Yeah. Which I'm not talking to you guys. I know you know. Yep. Oh, I know. When I saw those two, I was like, oh my God, they look familiar. And I was like, holy shit. The one shorter guy is married to another newscaster here, Shelby Sheehan, I think. They've been like married for years. They're too cute. And listen, they're just doing their job. They're getting up and going to work just like everybody else. So when the station manager or whoever was like, here, we have to read this, they don't know. And even if they were like, hey, they've got to feed their family same as everybody else. They're good. I was just following orders, right? Damn it. Dirty Uncle Sal, Empty Adult, Chef Mike. I'm so glad you guys have found your way back over here. Or over here. Well, they're all owned by that Sinclair Broadcasting Group. Like, 1984, Big Brother, all that stuff, dystopian. There's a thing called predictive programming where it's like it's put in front of us, through TV, movies, music, books, whatever. One thing I've always heard said about the elites, the satanics, the whatever, they have to tell you what they're doing. It's like a universal law, and people want to disregard it. And do you really think the government or any corporation has your best interest at heart? Because I sure don't. Oh, that went down wrong. I'm not choking. Oh, I'm fine. Hands above my head. I'm okay. That really does help. Yep, predictive programming. Here, let's. As per usual, I'm get derailed during stream. Let's see what comes up out. Well, let me sign out. God, why does it always sign me in? Because then my real name pops up and I'm like, oh shit. No. I don't know if we're going to get to the stairs at this point. Do we really care? I think this is more interesting. I don't know. Let me know. We can always, I don't know, have a mishmash, whatever. Okay. Predictive programming, right? Okay, good. I'm signed out. All that fun stuff. Predictive programming is a theory that claims the government or other elites are using fictional movies, books, or TV shows as a way to influence the public's perception and acceptance of future events. Like how I'm sure we've all seen The Simpsons when Bart was like, I'm going to New York and the Twin Towers. And like the thing on the cover of it was like 9 cents with the towers, 9/11, which was an inside job, by the way. Some people believe this is a form of mass mind control or social engineering. However, there is no scientific evidence to support this theory, and it is often based on selective interpretation, confirmation bias, and hindsight bias, which, yes, are all things that need to be taken into account. It's a whole thing. You know what? I'm going to write that down. See, I got my little handy dandy notebook. A Blue's Clues ain't got nothing on me. If I would love to do a stream on predictive programming, which would also kind of lead into like symbolism and stuff, and all the curse everything is your brain operates and like symbols and whatnot. You know, it's the earliest civilizations didn't use like, you know, symbols and like hieroglyphics and shit to communicate because they were stupid. It's because that's how our brains work. English is such a weak language. People whose first language is not English are like, it is the least descriptive, most complicated language to speak. So, yeah, predictive programming is a thing. I recommend looking stuff up, or I'm going to start my Discord soon. I need to get with like Illyria and Creek. If you guys are available, I don't know. We'll talk. I want to get my Discord going because, okay, half of it's going to be like the girls and stuff, right? The other half is going to be all this. And this is where I want to have like post stream discussions and questions, suggestions, things. Hey, I've always wondered about such and such. Can we do a stream? Because I do like to make it interactive, you know, and know what you guys want to see. So, and as always, when we're talking about a subject here, we like to examine both sides of the pancake, right? Just like, do we remember the Black Eyed Kids stream? We started out, I shared my little story, we covered Fantastic Daily and how, yeah, so, you know, I tried to balance. So the second half of this stream, the stairs in the woods. Okay. Here, let me get back to chat. I got my playlist pulled up. Ooh. Sorry, I got to switch my weight. My butt's going numb. My tailbone's been hurting. So the stairs in the woods. I also, here, let me write this down. I wish I knew like a department of forestry or like whatever, even a fire lookout person. They're hiding so much stuff that ties into the missing 411. There's so much on that with, oh my God, weird things are happening in the forest. Now, I am split on the stairs in the woods. I fully realize some of them, yes, are going to be from past homesteads, right? Especially in the older parts of the world. I'm talking like Europe, Eastern Europe, all that fun stuff. Even in the US, because like the landscape can change so vastly, even over a period of 10 to 20 years. And think about it. The way a homestead or a building is built, what's going to be the sturdiest part of the house that's probably going to last over time? A staircase, right? Totally makes sense. I'm 50-50. I think some of them are like leftover archaeological homesteady type things. But I do think some of them are supernatural. And I have like a text. I love a text to speech Reddit video. Oh my God. There was this one channel. I don't know if he's around anymore. He's got like the best He just takes like stories from Reddit and does text to speech, and like it's great. I need to find his channel, and I used to listen to him. Well, the text to speech. It's really good. Oh, what are we talking about over here? I'm beeping. We're beeping. Okay, here. I can close that. Let me close that. So we've got a couple of videos to go off. And I know this most amazing top 10 guy is like, he's kind of BS. So let's start out on the fun, spoopy side of things, okay? Because keep in mind, sometimes spooky things, they're just fun to believe. It's just fun to be like, ooh, maybe, like, yeah. Like I believe things that never once existed, but if enough people believe in it, it can, in an energetic sense and like another dimension, situation type deal moment, come to an existence like Slender Man. Totally a creepypasta, right? But if enough people believe in it and give it energy and are like, ooh, I think it can possibly and probably does manifest into like an interdimensional creature of some sort. Do I have proof? No. Is it wild and fun to think about? Fuck yeah. Is it creepy? Uh-huh. Sure is. Sometimes it's just fun. It's fun to be scared. All right. So let's start. So this is like a text to speech from Dead October TV. Hold on. I should subscribe to him. Shout out. Links are in my description. This is Stairs in the Wood, text to speech, creepy stories from Russian supernatural image board. So this story is of like, it's from Mother Russia. Shout out Russia. I grew up being scared of Russia because like Russia was going to nuke us and start World War III. But I'd love to go to Russia. They're wilding out, and I think we'd have fun.
In the southern Ural, mushroom pickers and campers that venture too far out in
Let me slow that down. Hammy, absolutely. You are a moderator and you can absolutely come on. You can link any of Sinatra's Sin and Sass Sinatra. Yes, it's creepypasta. Absolutely. You can link your Etsy store, Sarah, any other channels. You go. If you're a moderator, you got a wrench, link that shit up. But after I go after the terms of service, if that is a thing, we might have to cut back on the linking because apparently YouTube doesn't like that, even though it's stupid. But right now, link away, baby.
into the woods, may find staircases to nowhere, with no buildings around. A pretty bizarre sight. In the back of beyond where I live, there's a small river called Lesnichny. When I was little, I never gave it much thought. I used to think, foresters live there, which is Lesnechi in Russian. But the river's name actually translates to stair.
Good night, Chef Mike. Thank you so much for being here, hon. And one day, I want to do another like firearms safety law discussion, thoughts and opinions on NAG situation type deal moment. Definitely want to have you up.
Staircase Creek. Apparently, someone carved out a stairway in the nearby hill a long time ago. No dwellings to be seen. And then there's these stairs. Why? Darn if I know. My old man told me a story once. When he was younger, he and his workmates were sent to the taiga on an assignment. They found themselves deep out in the sticks. The land was marshy all over and there was no sign of civilization. And then, they came upon a baptismal font, as my dad called it. There was a hole dug out in the center of a swamp which appeared to be bottomless, though usually, when these holes appear naturally, they're about a meter deep. But that's not the point. Here's the thing. Imagine this, you're in the middle of a swampy taiga, where no one has set foot in. And amidst the swamp you see stone slab steps leading down in the morass, right into that baptismal font. One of the men said, "It's Wood Spirit's tub." So, there's that. About those stairs. When I was a kid, my cousin and I would go biking around the local woods. Sometimes we'd get as far as 60 kilometers away from our town. And yes, I did see the staircases. During our first encounter, we actually saw just a ladder buried in the ground, sticking out corner-wise. What's funnier is that it didn't fetch my cousin and mine's attention too much, although one could say we were the curious kind. Just not this time. It didn't seem
Sorry, I
creepy
wanted
to
a
us at
better
the moment,
quality.
so we dismissed it. A ladder is a ladder, what is there to it? But when we came back home, it struck us, why hadn't we taken a closer look? The second encounter, though, was creepy. It happened at dusk. The grown-ups had sent us to forage for berries. When we found a clearing where we could collect some,
Ooh, dirty Uncle Sal. See, this is why I love talking about this stuff with you guys. Dirty Uncle Sal says chimneys would be the last part of the house standing. And why and how would stairs randomly appear where they weren't before? Those stairs appear in the blink of an eye sometimes. Yep. There's I don't know if this has the story in it or if it was a different one I was watching. I can go into my history and find it. It's about a guy that, like, got a car and his mom's like, oh, take me and your aunt mushroom hunting and like out in the woods. And again, I get some of these they're legit, right? They're like old homesteads, old buildings, whatever. I had trouble. The reason I know about this is like years ago, I was listening to that one channel with a lot of text to speech stories about forestry rangers, park rangers, that there's stories of them like going up the stairs and feeling disoriented and feeling like they were up there for 4 minutes and like another ranger would have to take them down and they'd only been up there for 2 minutes. There are some wild stories out there and they could just be stories, but again, it's fun to think about.
sun was already setting. We had spent the entire day wandering around the forest.
Fuck the
If we were to
forest.
return home empty-handed, we could get in serious trouble.
Okay.
But anyway, while we were gathering berries, we realized we got too far away from that clearing we'd found. Or maybe it kind of.
All right, heck, I'll look through the stream and let you know where the stairs in the wood starts so you can skip all my bullshit beforehand if you want to rewatch later. Okay, love you, bye.
Disappeared. But before us stood a staircase.
Russia. These are stories from Russia.
Sticking out like a sore thumb. It looked much like those that you can see in apartment blocks.
Ooh.
It had railings too.
See? Yep.
We stood gaping at it and then started screaming, which scared both of us and more. Then we ran back to the bike.
Ooh.
When we got home, our folks didn't believe our story, naturally.
Here, let me make this bigger.
I couldn't bring myself to share this on the image boards for a while, but recently
I've got to pause it to make it transformative as well, guys. I apologize. Sarah, there are stories of people disappearing. In fact, here, I'm going to let this play and I'm going to go find that one I was
I
watching
saw a
earlier.
couple stories just like mine. Now, my account doesn't only involve the paranormal, but also the loss of a relative. So, at that time I was 18 and studying in a public college to be a mechanic. On a side note, I lived in a backwater place about 300 kilometers away from Moscow. Anyway, as a student I had saved up enough money to buy my own wheels. I did have the keys to my dad's old car still, but this one would be mine, bought with my student allowances and some cash I'd earned on a side hustle. I got myself a cherry red ride, similar to the one my dad owned, and I pimped it out. Tinned, lowered suspension, custom lights, the whole shebang. Remembering this makes me cringe hard, but as a soon-to-be mechanic, I really love tuning it. That's not the point though. As soon as I got my car and driving license, my mom made a habit out of asking me to take her somewhere.
Oh, no,
She'd be
this is
like,
it.
Come on, Anon. I'll pay for the
Okay, this is it. This is the story. This is the story. Okay, it was this video. Okay.
gas and you take me to see Uncle Knobhead. He lives just a day's drive away from here. Well, gas money is still money. One time my mom asked me to take both her and her sister.
Dirty Uncle Sal, if you've heard of the missing 411, I think there's interdimensional beings that are taking people. That's another one we're going to cover in October that requires a lot of research. I need to start in on that. We're going into October. If any of my moderators want to help me, you're more than welcome to.
My aunt, to the forest, so that they'd go mushroom picking. And since my mom was really into this whole thing, She wanted to go to the middle of nowhere, at least a half-hour drive away from our place. All the sane people usually went looking for mushrooms in the woodline just outside the town, but not my mom. Whatever though. There was a village somewhere around there, and we went to see an elbow relative of ours first. And she told us about some fabulous spot where mushrooms grow like trees. Then I drove my mom and aunt to a forest opening where the local dirt road ends. I wasn't about to waste.
When I was listening to this earlier, I just had my headphones in and I was like walking around my house. I was putting the dishes away and like making food for the dogs and whatnot. And I kept saying, in Russia, mushroom you don't pick mushroom pick you, because it's Russia and everybody's like, fucking I love Russia, I'd go there in a heartbeat.
Gas to drive back home or spent several hours waiting in the car, so I went with them. I even took my bat with me. They'd told us there's boars in that forest. God, that was dumb of me. Anyhow, we entered the forest. Aside from doing mushroom picking, my mom and aunt, let's call her Aunt Helen, wanted to see some sights too. And there's a lot of untouched nature in our region. Aunt Helen took out her old snapshot camera and started taking photos of everything she'd come across, from glades and creeks to hills and toadstools. In about 40 minutes we passed the landmark our relative had mentioned, which was an abandoned logging site. Aunt Helen took pictures of it as well, of course. The trail ended abruptly and we were now treading along a sad excuse for a forest path. But the mushrooms were all over the place, I have to admit that. So my relative set about picking the mushrooms, and shooting everything else. We
Creek, are you near a staircase in the forest? Are you okay? Put poop emojis in the chat if you're fine. Listen, your YouTube's wife is soon to be 45 years old, right? And don't forget, I'm a dumpster shit and toothless drug addict, so I'm really not that exciting. I'm really not that great. All right. Yeah. Poop emojis in the chat if you're okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? See? And you guys know I'd pick poop because it's me. If there's a dumpster emoji, feel free to put that up as well because me. All right. I want to take this down so we can. Okay.
entered a thicket and noticed. Freaking stairs. There was a goddamn mossy stone stairway standing among the bushes and trees. A literal stairway to nowhere, fairly wide and long. It was about 20 steps high. And there was nothing at its top.
Which is kind of fucking like, okay, even if each stair is 6 inches, right? Half a foot. That's 10 feet. 8 to 10 foot staircase, you know, from like an old homestead back in the day. That's pretty fucking high. And the only thing that's going to last that long is going to be like stones. Like wood's not going to last. It's going to deteriorate and decompose and get brittle and whatnot. So that's a pretty, I mean, am I wrong? 6 inches? I mean, that's a bit high for a step. What's the average height of a step? Maths. Oh, God. Trying to figure out the fucking diamonds and the coins on Live Me in Sam's chat the other day gave me a fucking migraine. Jesus.
Up, and no structures around either. Though, when we were leaving, I did notice that the spot it stood on was slightly elevated. Then, my mom said, "There's inscriptions on it." I took a closer look, and sure enough, there was some crap on the stairs, as if someone had scratched something onto their surface. Except it didn't look like human signs, it was something else. I assumed that was just stone erosion. The stairway was made of stone, not concrete. And Helen sat down on the stairs and told my mom, "Come on, snap some shots of me." Then she went up the stairs. Neither my mom nor me followed her, cause my mom was fat enough and she could lose footing, and I didn't need none of that crap. We returned home safely, with 2 full buckets of mushrooms. There were no other strange encounters on our way back. My mom asked Aunt Helen to send her the photos once they'd be developed, and she agreed. She called us in a couple days and said she told her acquaintance from a Moscow university about the stairway. He wanted to see the place. I offered to take them to that forest, but Aunt Helen refused and said they'd get there by their own. The bottom line is, that guy changed his mind, and my aunt went to see the stairs alone, and went missing. She's been gone for over 16 years now. They never found her.
R.I.P. Aunt Helen, which, so this was back in the day, because if she was waiting for the pictures to get developed, that tells you it was most likely 35 millimeter. She saw something in the pictures. She didn't want them going back with the professor, ended up going by herself. Disappeared. So what happened? Did she walk into a portal? Was there some weird energy thing? Did a cryptid come out and grab her? Did she slip and fall into a ravine and was just never found? Did she run off and start another life? I don't know, but it sure is creepy, right? I mean, as much as my brain wants to jump to, like, you know, the portal, it was the fucking stairs, I also have to be like, okay, calm down, girl, take a step back. You know, let's look at this logically.
My mom still thinks her sister is alive. After watching too much TV, she started believing it was aliens that had abducted Aunt Helen. There was no point in arguing. And I don't know much myself. I looked for that stairway many times, but I found nothing. I tried asking around, and that distant relative of ours told me her mother and some of the villagers had seen it too. Nobody knows anything specific about it. There's lots of rumors, but basically, everyone believes it's some sort of anomaly. When I first found out about the image boards, I read a lot about these stairways in the woods. And I think it's all true. In any case, my aunt got lost in the woods for no apparent reason and never turned up. Maybe she got killed by the boars, or maybe it was something else. The real problem,
Y'all, those wild boars are mean and dangerous and oof.
is, I never got my hands on those photos. The guy who used to shag my aunt took the camera after she went missing. He has long since died too. Anyway, my story may not be that strange, but it is, as they say, cool. So tell me, Anon, have you ever encountered the stairways in the woods? And if yes, what's your take on them? P.S. There were no military installations or archaeological sites in the area. And I didn't get the chills, or a hunch, or anything like.
The aunt went back by herself at a later date. So the first trip, it was OP, his mom, and the aunt. She took the pictures, got them developed. OP wanted to see them. She was like, no, no, no. Aunt told Professor about stairs. Professor wanted to go. OP offered to drive Aunt. She said, no, no, no. Aunt went back to Forest, Sans, OP, and OP's mother, and that's when she disappeared.
Like that when I saw the stairs. I still think all this can be explained rationally.
Yeah.
But how?
There's so many more stories. Like I said, I had a lot going on this week. I apologize. This may be like a to be continued foresty staircase situation moment type deal. But let's look. Oof. Out. I might need to maybe take a little intermission, a little pee break, if you will. I can. What's like. Yeah, okay, so I've watched this one. Okay. So here's a video, of course, because like I said, we want to explore both sides, all sides of the pancake, right? Well, that's not necessarily the set. It was just a visual aid. I don't believe that was the set that was referred to in the story, Dirty Uncle Sal. So there are American versions. I want to gather more. I didn't find what I was wanting to find. A lot of shit was going on this week. The alien thing came out. I was like, oh my God. So I definitely want to go and listen. Reddit's a great resource. Do I want to pull up my Reddit and comb through it and read through? If you guys are cool, I can look through and find. There's this one channel I used to watch like every night I would listen to him for 2 hours. He had all kinds of like text to speech stories and he did so many stairs in the woods. I should still be subscribed to him. We're going to do more stairs in the woods, like creepy stair stuff, you know? But I did promise this and I didn't want to dip out. Oh, there's all kinds. They're all over the world. Yes, they are all over the world. And as you know, on this channel, we take everything into account and we try to be as logical as we can be, but also, you know, we like to believe in the fantastical and have some fun. So this is from a channel called Curiosityness. And this is his video explaining the stairs in the woods. I'm going to let this play and mute myself. I need to go pee and get up and walk a little bit. Do spinal injury. So I'm going to be AFK, but I'll be on my phone. All right. Thanks.
Hello. So I've kind of heard about this thing going on where people are finding like random abandoned stairs in the woods. I think it's going over social media. Actually, I think I'm kind of late to it. I think people have kind of already seen this and now it's over with. But I never got into it or never got the chance to look into it. So I want to see what the heck it is with all these stairs in the woods. What's going on? Stairs in the woods. Okay, look, isolated staircases are being found in national forests specifically, and nobody knows why. Yeah, recently the internet has been abuzz with reports of isolated staircases, and this was like a year ago. So I'm like a year late to the party, typical. Yeah, so I'll look for a couple photos, but people are just finding like staircases with no other structure attached to them. It's in a weird spot. It's just a staircase. It doesn't really make sense. Some of them are brick, some are wood. Some look to be in ruins and others are perfectly stable. So weird. Okay, so here's some images. This looks like it was a part of like a house or something, but everything else is totally gone. This one looks fake. That's gotta not be real. That is super weird. Look at this one, totally in the middle of nowhere with nothing. And like modern looking too. Kind of a cool staircase. Yeah, look at these, just in the middle of nowhere attached to nothing. Although look, maybe that pad behind them was something. We're gonna find the explanation. Okay, so this started on Reddit. So I'm still kind of not fully up to date on Reddit. I'm kind of one of those people that don't totally get it, but I wish I did. But here's this Reddit thread? Is that the right word? I'm a search and rescue officer for the U.S. Forest Service. I have some stories to tell, part 5. It's got all of the parts here. So, okay, so these are just Redditors. They're just people saying this, so we don't have any real sources here, but people are saying that they've seen these staircases even as deep as 60 kilometers into the forest. And soon reports, it was initially in America, but then soon reports of staircases in Germany, Brazil, Portugal, and the Philippines were posted. So it looks like this was all started by the Reddit user Search and Rescue Woods, who claims to have been a member of a volunteer search and rescue union. And he goes, I don't know if this is true in every search and rescue unit, but in mine, it's sort of an unspoken regular thing we run into. On just about every case where we're really far in the wilderness, like 30 or 40 miles, at some point we'll find a staircase in the middle of the woods. It's almost like if you took the stairs in your house, cut them out, and put them in the forest. Super weird. This Reddit user says he asked about it the first time he saw some stairs, and the other officer just told me not to worry about it, that it was normal. He kept asking about it, but people kept saying the same thing, and he was told very emphatically, he says, that I should never go near any of them. I just sort of ignore them now when I run into them because it happens so frequently. That's so weird. And then so other people start like saying their stories about how they found these stairs too. And this guy says, I came across a set in rural West Virginia, but at least 10 miles deep. I thought it was maybe a house had once stood there, but there was no cellar or other debris that would indicate a home was there before. Just a set of stairs with a base that went up one flight, 16 or so steps. He says, and it was sturdy. He could barely shake them. Yeah, so more people are just telling their stories, similar stories that no one really knows. But yeah, it is just eerie. Imagine walking into the woods. You're deep in the woods. You think nothing is around, and then you just find some sturdy stairs leading to nowhere. That's creepy. What's weird is the people who find ones that are well cleaned, free of vegetation, and like it's like someone's maintaining these stairs to nowhere. Like an old abandoned staircase, I'm sure.
All right, I'm back. Hold on, let me turn my phone down. Oh, it felt good to stand up and walk around because, you know. And I had to give the dogs their treat and take them out because, you know. because I can't count on the adult I live with. 2 adults, but I can count on them to be shit-faced drunk all the time.
Sure there's a story, but the clean ones, that's so weird. Okay, and then some people talk about how there's like a cemetery or a burial place nearby, or it's almost always in an area where someone has disappeared. I don't know about that stuff. Stairs that seem to move at night. Okay, so what are these stairs? Of course, everybody has different theories. I'm sure every staircase is different too. But the first obvious theory I think everyone thinks of is that, there's just nothing left of the foundations of like a house or some sort of settlement that used to be there, but for some reason the stairs are still there. Because you'd have like your stairs built out of something sturdy so you could walk on them like stone or something, whereas like the house or structure.
This is why I want to get the Discord going. So yeah, we can like share a picture, like, oh, I have a picture of a ghost, or, hey, I caught this weird thing, or, I want to have like a civil debate thread where it's like, okay, this is this week's, talk about the stream topic. Okay, do we think it's real or not, or whatever? Like, as long as we're cool and we're civil, like, it's, there's going to be rules you have to agree to. Your YouTube name's going to have to match your Discord name, because I want to know who the fuck's in there with the people that are targeting me. Like, we're going to have rules and quote unquote security measures in it. But I really want to get this going because I can't just throw everybody into mixed Discord. That's mixed Discord. We like it the way it is. It's cozy, it's small, it's staying the way it is. This Discord is going to be for me and my community and the topics and the people I talk about here. And I'm not going to pollute my precious Nicholas Pickles Discord with my mouth and my garbage and my bullshit. No, absolutely not. And if there's any suggestions you want to see for threads, we'll do the basic ones, the general, like Chantal, Amber, blah, 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 all the other people I talk about, or just like that side of my channel. And then for like the spoopy side of my channel, whatever, I might start doing like, maybe split it up into quarters, like once every 3 months, I'll do like a free reading. I mean, my readings are always free, but like do a reading for somebody if you're in my Discord. That might be fun. We could do that. Would you be interested in that? We'll work on it. We'll get it up and going.
Structure was probably just wood that decayed over time. That makes sense. Okay, and then some people think it's a gateway to another dimension. Some people think it's like a lectern for a preacher holding some sort of dark intention gathering. I mean, even if you're in the middle of the woods preaching to people, you got to be up higher than them. You need stairs. Okay, so apparently these stories were posted on a no sleep forum on Reddit, which is known as a.
Can we make a note of this, ladies? You should make a trash talk server on your Discord, a place for people to blow off steam they might build up during their forays on the internet. I'm down for this, but my fear is, listen, nothing will take you down faster than an unruly Discord. I've seen it a million times, right? I want everyone to be able to like express yourself, whatever, but there's going to be like strict rules, because I ain't going out like that. Nothing will take you down faster than a shitty Discord server, right? And any Discord server you are in, mine or otherwise, even though it might be private, it's not private. I always tell people can, will, and do screenshot shit. Don't ever share anything in a Discord you don't want the whole fucking world to know, right? So just... No, yeah, that's fine. If it's something like that, Hammy, that's acceptable. But it's like, if, I don't know, who am I looking at on screen? Like, I know Dirty Uncle Sal is Dirty Uncle Sal. So if he tries coming in as Bob Evans and I'm like, who the fuck are you? It's a security measure to keep out the YouTube filth. And if you listen to my Wednesday stream, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Chewbacca and Gay for 40. And all their cronies too. Because if you don't, that's one of his MOs. So it's going to be like it's not going to be a free for all, especially at first. If we don't know you, if I don't know you, if I know you're a troublemaker, whatever, a fucking like not a good fun troll, like you ain't coming in because I'm not having that. So we'll work on it and we will let you guys know. But yeah, we'll make a note. We got that noted.
Place where people can post fictional stories. So this could be totally made up, but it is fun because there are pictures of stairs. These
Okay,
stairs do
Sal,
exist. You
sorry.
can go visit them. But
I shall use Z. I don't mind correcting your pronouns. Like, that's fucking reasonable. Yo, thank you. I appreciate you clarifying that. Thank you.
I really just think it's part of an old structure that used to exist and doesn't anymore. Also, here's a list of the names and locations of the most famous staircases in the world. So let's look up Madame Cherie's stairs.
Hi, Astro. How you doing?
In the U.S. Ooh, these ones are cool. Look at that. And look, you can see this is they found a picture of the structure that.
Okay, yeah. See, this makes sense. But also, okay. Side note. Also, these it's not just like there's a staircase. It's supernatural. These move. They've been noted from park rangers to move around, to appear and disappear. And it's said that when you approach them or you go up the stairs, people have described feeling dizzy, disoriented, losing time, etc. And this is one of those things that kind of branches off into the missing 411. There's a story with the missing 411 of this dad was like out in the forest camping with like his family, and I don't know if it was like extended family, his kid. There were other kids, right? They're all playing hide and go seek. He was sitting there. He watched his son go behind a tree. He was maybe like 4 or 5 years old, I think. And his son just vanished. Watched him go behind the tree and he was just gone. Didn't see him run off. He didn't go. There are some wild stories, and there are documented cases of hundreds, thousands of people going missing. Some of them being found children being found miles and miles and miles away, alive, unfortunately, some not, up in trees, up a sheer rock face, pulled into like a little crevice. There's no way they got up there. They could barely retrieve the bodies. There are some wild fucking stories. Again, that's going to be a lot of research. It's something I've been following and quote unquote studying probably since like 2018, 2019, before it really picked up steam. Coast to Coast covers it a lot. Again, that's going to be like another October. Creek, can you make a note? October is going to be, and these all kind of feed into each other. Mid-September through October. Skinwalker Ranch. The Missing 411. Wendigos. And I think, yeah. For now, yeah, that's good.
They used to be a part of. Yeah, that's totally the same stairs. That's so cool. Okay, look at this staircase. It's obviously cleaned and kept, but it looks like it's just somebody who uses the pathway to get down there. Like they probably walk this trail every day or every week or so, so they put in stairs to get down there. That makes sense too. Yeah, this one looks like an art installation or something, don't you think? All right, well that was fun. I think
This is another one of these guys, right? That's like, well, this one, and this one has a common sense, legit explanation. So therefore, they're all common sense, or they're all like he's just. Okay. I mean, everyone's entitled to their viewpoint and opinion, but
Mystery solved, though. I think they're just stairs that are used for structures, or people use them to get from up to low in certain places. Don't you like? That's all it is. There's no mystery here, but it is fun to like give these stories, I guess, to invent these stories, because it's kind of creepy just to see these things, and it's cool that they do legitimately exist. It's not like some sort of urban legend or something like that. And who knows, maybe one or two of these staircases were used as a lectern for a satanic priest and ritual type of situation. Well, that's it. Hope you enjoyed this.
I've got to present the other side of the pancake. That guy's a douche canoe. Dirty Uncle Sal, yes. Here's my thing though. There are so many different cryptids. Do we want to do like a general? This is what a cryptid is. These are some of the more popular ones. And then I can do individual streams on, like, of course, Bigfoot, Chupacabra, are the first two that come to mind. Because that's one of those subjects, it's too much to cover in one stream, you know? Jimothy. Stairs to go from up to low. It's kind of the purpose of stairs. I love you guys. Yes, Wendigoon, I actually almost pulled one of his videos. He's one of the YouTubers I have a difficult time watching because he is one of the YouTubers that constantly uses whenever instead of when. So I know I say like a lot and what I'm trying to work on it. I have a difficult time watching him. It's not whenever it I'm not going to go on my tirade about it. It's yeah. So, all right. I have another one which I kind of want to watch. And again, I know this channel isn't, you know, one of these top 10 most amazing top 10s. My favorite will always Burger King foot lettuce. It will always be my favorite. So this is most amazing top 10. Top 10 mysterious staircases in the woods. We're going to watch this just for funsies. Because sometimes, you know, it's like we're just trying to, that's what we do here for funsies and giggles. I hope they don't strike me. Fuck them if they do. Copyright me. I'm not monetized. Take my views. I don't care.
And then a camp counselor. So I'm pretty familiar with camping out, canoeing, you know, living on the land. But there are some things out there that just give you the heebie-jeebies. And I'm not talking about bears. I'm talking about stairs. Okay. Hello, most amazing fam. My name is Abby. And today I'm giving you stories.
That is a great idea. Do like Appalachia, Northwest, because the Northwest is wild. When I drove from Reno up to Seattle, well, outside Seattle, as soon as I hit Oregon, it was all people had like how here in Nevada we have like the cowboy leaning up against like the wall with the one leg up and like the cowboy hat. Like the little, it's like a sheet of metal and it's the cutout silhouette, you know? Very popular here. Up in Oregon, it's Bigfoot. I can't tell you when I was driving along the interstate how many Bigfoot things Justin Fields and the vending machine company was Bigfoot or it was wild. Everything is Bigfoot up there. It's kind of entertaining, but yes, good idea to do it regionally. Thank you for that suggestion because I'm never sure how to break things down. And if any of you live in those regions, we'll get the Discord up and going. And I want to be able to announce like upcoming streams. Like I'm thinking of doing this like Friday after next and and I want to talk about this thing or this area. If you live there or you know, please share stories. Or if any of you want to come up, that way I can drop a StreamYard link in the Discord and you can come up because I really don't want to drop a StreamYard link in the chat. No, you guys are so awesome. Thank you so much.
Stories of the top 10 mysterious staircases in the woods, as requested by a fan. A quick shout out to Brianna Sunkowski, who got some of our merch. Glad to see you representing the most amazing fam, girl. Now, into the video, most of these stories come from the comment section of a no sleep thread by a search and rescue officer. So I urge you to share your comments and stories of your experiences with staircases yourself down below. Now, without further ado, since these stories can get a bit long, let's get into them. Starting at number 10, Army Base Stairs. From Reddit user IronBoy21, 3 months ago, they shared their own story. This one is not in the woods, but I say it's a chilling story about stairs nonetheless. This user was on a North American Treaty Organization deployment, or NATO deployment, with the Army, and they were the person that sticks their head out of the hatch to look around while someone else is driving a tank. Now, while driving through a huge open field, they spot a staircase and decide to stop because it looks like it'll lead to a crawl space, and it seems cool enough to check out, basically. They stop and approach it and find some strange markings on the staircase. And then at this point, we know I'd be running, turning around and running for it. But this group decides, now we're gonna go check it out. And well, they get inside this strange little space that's big enough for maybe 3 people and find
Sarah K, please check your Discord invites. Sarah K, please check your Discord invites. Thank you very much.
more strange markings, and they find human bones. The person who wrote this thinks a family hiding from war might have hidden in the cellar, but they still think it's odd since it's the only house for at least 100 miles around, since it's in an Army training area. And then they end the passage with 3 little words. So, I don't know. They just don't know what happened. But from that mystery, let's move on to number 9. Island Forest Stairs. This is from Coated Lemons on Reddit about 3 months ago as well. They were on an Ohio camping trip up to Lake Erie on a small unknown island a friend told them about. So he sets up camp to eat and hang out, and then decides, I'm gonna explore the island a bit before it gets dark. 10 minutes in, he finds a structure that he investigates to find it's a stone staircase, but there's no indication that the stairs are remains from a house. There's no rotting wooden structures, no bricks, nothing of the sort. So at that point, he felt nothing odd, and he was like, and I quote, hell yeah, gonna go back to the tent, read a book. But that's when his mood shifted. He got a
Uncle Sale, I agree with you. I don't know. I thought it was more of this staircase and a little voiceover type thing. Yeah, I don't know. Are we feeling this, girl? I'll let it play through this one.
horrible wave of anxiety and that he should run back to safety. But then again, he thought about the stairs.
Yeah, no, I'm not feeling her. You know what? This is such a wider topic. And again, I was ill prepared. The alien thing came up and all that stuff. So I think when how can I don't know of how I want to break things down. Because the forest itself is just fuck the forest. All the forests, all the trees, fuck them bitches. I don't like it. Oh, no, I agree with you guys. It's okay. Sometimes we'll dip out and we're just nope. So yeah, staircases randomly appearing in the woods. Didn't go as deep as we wanted to. I will find that. Hold on, let me write this down. Find that TTS YouTube's channel for stairs in woods. I don't know. I think I'm very good at reading things. I was always that kid in school that was when they're who wants to read? I'm I'll read it. I loved reading aloud. It was my favorite thing. Ooh, I found a lighter. Does it work? Yeah. It sure fucking does. Whew. Break it down like Ravenstar would break things down, girl. Yep, I will. So yeah, so just a little dip and a toe in tonight. I'll see a lot of these subjects. There's so much to it. We could revisit the same topic 3 and 4 times, and I'm constantly trying to remind myself that is okay to do. We got to go back to Papa Maxwell again one day here soon. And we will. It's just, I've been kind of ooh, what do I feel like? Or what do I feel pulled towards or whatever. So yeah. So aliens are real, but also they're not, and also we knew, but also we didn't know, bro. Again, it is mathematically impossible for us to be the only intelligent life on this earth or in this universe. I mean, I think the earth is questionable at this point, too. God, I don't even have a TikTok, and the amount of shit I see from TikTok is just I will get um oh, well see, that's reasonable. Then no, there'll be a section in the Discord where it'll be like we'll split up the year into quarters, right? So at once every 3 months if you want to do a reading, and I always tell people this is for fun and entertainment. Um Nothing is set in stone. Life energy is fluid. And I'm not one of those people where I'm like, oh my, let me do a couple, have a few guinea pigs, whatevs, and those people will tell you. How I work is like different, right? I don't use cards, I don't use a crystal ball. I just use my natural God-given abilities, and that's all. Um Sal, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here, Dirty Uncle Sal. And if you don't want a reading, then don't enter the giveaway. And that's fine. So, yeah. So, as per usual, stream goes all over the place, but that's what makes stream fun is because you never know what I didn't know I was going to play that thing with the news stations. Shout out Creek Native Girl for finding that. Y'all, just, I sincerely, again, a lot of my moderators I am friends with, and I cannot tell you the trust I have in them as people, as friends, as moderators, their support, their friendship, their love. You guys mean the world to me. Good night, Hammy's my YouTube's husbands. And I love you guys so much. If Illyria or Greek or Sarah, specifically you, Illyria, I'm gonna sign off of here. I'm gonna go pee because I've been drinking. I had my little macchiato and then I have drank 2 bottles of water also. I have to go pee. And then I'm gonna dip into my Discord's been going off, so I'm gonna dip into that and check it. Cause yeah, I really need to get we really need to get I know the threads I want. I need help with all the other stuff. So yeah, I'm talking out loud, ADHD. Hey, how you doing? But I really do have the best mods and the best friends and the best community. And I love and appreciate all of you so much. I will be back here sometime tomorrow. Again, it depends on who else is streaming and when. My errands, because I have one. It might be done early. I might not be able to do it and be home until 4. It depends. But yeah, I'll be back here tomorrow. We're gonna catch up on some Nigs shenanigans because wow. 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 Shout out Forwick. I'll be pulling from their channel, doing the Lord's work. Thank you so much for being here. And I don't have a topic for next Friday. So again, my Twitter is in the description, my main Twitter at JasperBoy8. My backup is at Chin's Rage Pinky. I think I saw Creek. Goddamn, Creek, you're just so fucking on it. Thank you so much. I mainly tweet on JasperBoy8. If that one goes down again for some weird freaking reason, you can find me at Chin's Rage Pinky. Suggest a topic there. And I will have a thread. We'll get the Discord up and running real soon. And I love you guys so much for being here. I appreciate your support. Please hit the like. Links to support me are in the description. Please feel free to send me any suggestions, thoughts, constructive feedback and whatnots. And I will see you here tomorrow night for some attic shenanigans. I love you guys. Okay, bye.